Imagine this. You're in the bread aisle, looking at dozens of choices. The loaf you put in your cart today could literally add years to your life, or quietly shorten it. That's not an exaggeration. In 2023, researchers at Harvard Medical School tracked more than 93,000 adults over the age of 60 for 20 years. What they found was eye-opening. Seniors who regularly ate the right types of bread had a 43% lower risk of heart disease and lived on average 7.2 years longer than those who kept choosing the wrong ones. But here's the part most people never think about. Once you pass 60, your body doesn't process bread the same way it did when you were younger. Your digestive enzymes drop by up to 40%. Your metabolism slows, and your ability to keep blood sugar steady becomes more fragile. That means breads that seemed harmless or even healthy in your 40s could now be quietly damaging your arteries, stirring up inflammation, and speeding up cellular aging. In today's video, I'll walk you through the 4 breads you absolutely should make a daily habit after 60, and the 4 you should avoid like the plague. And the number 1 bread on the must-eat list, it's not the one most people expect. A 2024 study showed that eating just 2 slices of it a day reduced arthritis pain by nearly half and boosted memory scores by over 30% in older adults. Before we dive in, leave me a comment down below. Tell me your age, where you're watching from, and your favorite type of bread. I read every single one, and I love hearing your stories. And if you find this helpful, make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss our latest health tips. All right, let's start with the breads that can truly serve your heart, brain, and energy after 60. Number 4. Sprouted grain bread. Sprouted grain bread is like a gift from the past, a return to the way our ancestors prepared grains for thousands of years. The process is simple but powerful. Whole grains are soaked until they just begin to sprout. Then they're ground into flour. This ancient method changes the nutrition in remarkable ways, especially for people over 60. The sprouting naturally breaks down starches and proteins, making them far easier for an aging digestive system to handle. In fact, in a 2023 UCLA study of 500 adults over 65 with digestive issues, nearly 3/4 reported less bloating, gas, and stomach discomfort after switching to sprouted grain bread for just 8 weeks. Why? Because sprouting slashes phytic acid, the compound that blocks your body from absorbing minerals, by more than 80%. It also produces a dramatically lower blood sugar spike compared to regular whole wheat bread. Here's a number worth noting. Sprouted grain bread has a glycemic index of just 36 compared to 51 for whole wheat and 75 for white bread. That's a huge win for anyone managing blood sugar. Nutritionally, sprouted bread is a powerhouse. The sprouting process can raise vitamin C content by 600%, B vitamins by 300%, and even create special anti-inflammatory compounds you won't find in regular bread. One German study showed daily sprouted bread boosted folate levels by 42% and improved B12 absorption by nearly 40%. A big deal, since B12 deficiency affects up to 40% of seniors and can lead to fatigue, nerve issues, and memory problems. If you decide to make the switch, you'll usually find sprouted bread in the freezer section, because without preservatives, it only lasts about 5 days on the counter. Keep extra loaves frozen and toast slices straight from the freezer. The texture is denser and nuttier than soft supermarket bread, but that's part of its charm. Try 1 slice at breakfast topped with almond butter and banana. You'll get a balanced dose of healthy fats, protein, and complex carbs that keep you satisfied for hours. Some trusted brands to look for include Ezekiel 4:9, Silver Hills, and Alvarado Street Bakery. Yes, it costs more, usually $4 to $6 a loaf, but you're essentially buying a food that works like medicine. 3. Real sourdough bread. Sourdough isn't just a nostalgic favorite, it's a living, naturally fermented bread that can make a world of difference for people over 60. Made with nothing but flour, water, and a natural starter of wild yeast and friendly bacteria. Sourdough undergoes a slow fermentation process that does amazing things to the bread. This process breaks down much of the gluten and phytic acid, making it far gentler on digestion. In a 2022 study published in Food Microbiology, older adults who replaced regular bread with authentic sourdough saw 26% better gut comfort, with less bloating and more regularity. Why? Those beneficial bacteria in sourdough act as prebiotics, feeding the healthy microbes in your gut, which help regulate immunity, mood, and digestion. Sourdough's slow fermentation also lowers its glycemic index, meaning it won't send your blood sugar soaring the way white or even whole wheat bread can. In a University of Toronto study, seniors eating sourdough with breakfast had post-meal blood sugar rises less than half of those eating regular bread. A major advantage if you're managing pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. It also preserves more B vitamins and minerals like magnesium, which supports your muscles and nerves as you age. When shopping, choose loaves made with whole grains and a true sourdough starter. Skip anything that lists sourdough flavor or uses commercial yeast. Real sourdough should have a deep, crisp crust, a chewy open crumb, and a pleasant tang. Enjoy it toasted with avocado and a poached egg, or alongside a hearty soup. Just 2 slices a day can deliver the gut, energy, and blood sugar benefits the research shows. And if you're adventurous, try baking your own. It's surprisingly forgiving and fills your home with the most wonderful smell. For seniors, sourdough isn't just a tasty upgrade, it's a scientifically backed way to support your digestion, energy, and overall health. 2. Rye bread. Rye bread is a cornerstone of Northern European diets, and for good reason. It offers health benefits that are hard to match, especially if you're looking to protect your heart and manage blood sugar after 60. Rye is naturally rich in soluble fiber, particularly a type called arabinoxalan, which works like a sponge in your digestive tract. It binds to cholesterol so your body can flush it out rather than absorb it. A large Finnish clinical trial, published in the Journal of Nutrition in 2020, found that adults over 65 who ate just 2 slices of whole-grain rye bread a day lowered their LDL, bad cholesterol, by 16% in 3 months. Participants also reported feeling fuller and more energetic. Where rye really shines is in blood sugar control. Unlike white wheat bread, which causes sharp spikes and crashes, rye digests slowly, keeping your blood sugar steady and reducing your risk of type 2 diabetes. In that same Finnish study, rye bread eaters had 22% lower fasting insulin levels, a key marker of better metabolic health. Since high insulin is tied to inflammation and belly fat, rye can also help with weight and waistline control as your metabolism slows with age. When buying rye bread, look for whole rye flour or whole grain rye as the first ingredient. Avoid pale, fluffy loaves that are mostly wheat flour with caramel coloring. They don't offer the same benefits. True rye bread is darker, denser, and often has a slightly tangy taste. It's perfect for sandwiches with smoked salmon or turkey makes hearty toast, and pairs beautifully with bold cheeses or soup. Its slow-digesting fiber also helps with regularity, a big plus for many seniors dealing with constipation. This isn't just an old-world tradition. It's a proven tool for heart, digestive, and metabolic health. Number 1. 100% whole grain seeded bread. Now for the champion, the bread that research suggests can literally add years to your life. 100% whole grain seeded bread. This bread combines the power of whole grains with nutrient-dense seeds like pumpkin, sunflower, chia, and sesame, creating a nutritional synergy greater than the sum of its parts. In one of the longest bread studies ever conducted, researchers at the Copenhagen Heart Research Center tracked over 18,000 adults over 60 for 15 years. Those who ate 100% whole grain, seeded bread daily had a 47% lower risk of dying from any cause compared to white bread eaters, and lived almost 5 years longer on average. Why so powerful? The fiber from whole grains sweeps waste from your digestive tract, balances blood sugar, and feeds your good gut bacteria. The bran and germ deliver vitamin B6 for brain health, magnesium for muscles, and selenium for immune strength. The antioxidants in whole grains, like lignans and ferulic acid, fight inflammation, helping protect against arthritis, memory decline, and even some cancers. And because whole grains digest slowly, you get long-lasting, stable energy without the post-meal crash. When shopping, make sure the label says 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat, not just wheat bread or multigrain, which often hide refined flour. You can enjoy it as toast with nut butter, as the base for a sandwich, or even as a healthier French toast or bread pudding. For an extra health boost, pair it with protein and healthy fats, like eggs, avocado, or hummus, to slow digestion and keep you full longer. If you only make one bread change in your 60s or 70s, make it this one. Your heart, brain, and bones will thank you for years to come. The 4 breads to avoid after 60. Now that we've covered the breads that add to your health, it's time to talk about the ones that can quietly chip away at it, sometimes without you realizing. 4. White bread. For many of us, white bread was a childhood staple, but past 60, it can be one of the most harmful breads for your long-term health. It's made from refined flour that's been stripped of its fiber-rich bran and nutrient-packed germ, leaving behind little more than fast-digesting starch. That means it causes sharp blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes that leave you tired and craving more carbs. A 2022 study in diabetes care found seniors eating white bread daily had a 46% higher risk of type 2 diabetes and a 33% higher risk of faster memory decline in just 5 years. It also lacks the fiber your gut needs to stay regular, and it starves the beneficial bacteria that support your immune system and reduce inflammation. To make matters worse, most white bread is made with enriched flour, where a handful of synthetic vitamins are sprayed back in, but dozens of natural nutrients are still missing. Over time, regular white bread can also encourage weight gain around the midsection, a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke. If you still enjoy white bread, treat it like an occasional treat, not a daily food. And when you do have it, pair it with high-protein, high-fiber toppings to blunt its blood sugar impact. 3. Sweetbreads and pastries. Cinnamon rolls, Danish pastries, sweet muffins. They may taste like comfort food, but for seniors, they're often a recipe for trouble. They're loaded with refined flour, sugar, and often unhealthy oils. That combo sends blood sugar soaring, then crashing, leaving you fatigued and craving more sugar. A 2023 review in The Lancet found adults over 60 who ate sweet breads or pastries at least 4 times a week had a 44% higher risk of metabolic syndrome, a dangerous cluster of conditions that includes high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and abnormal cholesterol. The excess sugar also accelerates skin aging, worsens joint pain, and can fuel depression and anxiety by triggering inflammation throughout the body. If you crave something sweet, try baking at home using mashed banana, applesauce, or a drizzle of honey instead of refined sugar, and swap in whole grain flour. Keep store-bought pastries for rare treats, and pair them with protein or nuts to reduce their sugar spike. Your joints, skin, and heart will thank you. 2. Potato bread. Potato bread might sound healthier than white bread. After all, potatoes are a vegetable. But when it comes to your health after 60, this bread often carries the same risks as its white flour cousin. Most potato bread still uses refined wheat flour as the main ingredient, with just enough potato starch or flakes added for flavor and texture. That means you still get the same quick-digesting carbs that spike your blood sugar and trigger insulin surges. A 2021 Harvard study found that people over 65 who ate potato-based refined breads at least 4 times a week had a 27% higher risk of high blood pressure and a 34% higher risk of weight gain around the abdomen. The potato component can also add more total carbs than regular white bread, making it a poor choice for anyone managing blood sugar, insulin resistance, or metabolic syndrome. If you love the soft texture of potato bread, look for versions made with 100% whole wheat or rye flour as the base, with potato added for flavor. These can still give you fiber, nutrients, and slower digestion. Otherwise, reserve classic potato bread for the occasional sandwich, not an everyday choice. 1. Gluten-free white bread, refined. This one surprises a lot of people, especially those who switch to gluten-free bread, thinking it's automatically healthier. The truth? Many gluten-free white breads are made from highly refined starches like tapioca, rice flour, or potato starch, which have little to no fiber and can spike your blood sugar even faster than wheat bread. In fact, a 2022 Italian study found that gluten-free refined breads had a glycemic index 20 to 30% higher than regular white bread, meaning they can cause even more rapid blood sugar spikes and crashes. These breads also often contain extra sugar, gums, and processed oils to mimic the texture of gluten bread, which can lead to weight gain and higher inflammation levels over time. If you must eat gluten-free, choose a bread labeled 100% whole grain gluten-free, ideally made with nutrient-rich flours like buckwheat, quinoa, millet, or sorghum. These will give you the fiber, minerals, and antioxidants you need without the harmful spikes. Final takeaway: bread can be one of the best or worst foods in your diet after 60. The key is to choose varieties that work with your body, not against it. Stick to high-fiber, whole grain, and seeded breads for lasting energy, healthy digestion, and better heart health. Limit refined, sugary, and starch-heavy breads that raise your blood sugar, add inches to your waist, and drain your energy. If you make just one swap this week, replace your current bread with one from the best list. And keep the worst list for rare occasions only. Your heart, brain, and body will reward you, not just today, but for years to come.